Welcome back to Iraqi Dinar News, where we bring you verified updates and deep analysis on one of the most anticipated financial stories of our time. If you've been holding Iraqi dinar for years, waiting, questioning, and staying patient through endless speculation, today's update is for you. Because what's happening right now could redefine everything you thought you knew about the revaluation process. Across financial networks, investor communities, and regional reports, a unified theme is emerging movement, tangible movement, the kind that signals preparation, coordination, and change. For over a decade, dinar holders have held on with faith that one day the currency of Iraq would reach global parity, and 2025 may finally be that turning point. So stay with us from start to finish because this isn't rumor, this is structure, and your patience may truly be about to pay off. In recent days, there has been an unmistakable shift in tone among financial observers. Tracking the Iraqi dinar, analysts who were once cautious now speak with measured optimism, citing verified actions from within Iraq's banking framework and international financial coordination that point toward real progress. Central financial systems have undergone modernization. Cross-border transaction protocols have been tested, and currency compliance checks have been observed in key international institutions. These are not the kinds of activities that take place during speculation, they happen during preparation. Iraq's long-term economic plan has always centered on stabilization, diversification, and inclusion into the global market, and 2025 appears to be the moment when these efforts begin to converge. For many who have held dinar since the early 2000s, this renewed confidence feels different, not hype-driven, but structured, deliberate, and procedural. The central topic dominating investor discussion is the formal implementation phase of Iraq's revaluation roadmap. Experts describe this as a multi-layered rollout rather than a single switch being flipped. The current phase involves exchange readiness, authentication systems, and bank-to-bank coordination. Over the past several months, multiple financial institutions in Iraq have reportedly tested international settlement links under new compliance regulations. This means that both physical and digital systems are being synchronized to handle foreign currency flows once the revaluation is officially introduced. According to regional financial experts, these developments are consistent with the launch preparation phase, a stage in which all infrastructure must function seamlessly before public exchange begins. While exact dates remain confidential, the pace of these internal upgrades strongly suggests a timeline that is moving faster than most expected. What makes this year stand out is the level of visible coordination between Iraq's domestic financial bodies and international banking counterparts. In past years, revaluation rumors often lacked institutional backing or verifiable signals from authorized entities. But this time, confirmations are emerging from structured actions, not verbal promises. For instance, system testing across multiple currency exchange platforms, verified updates from global compliance networks, and the activation of settlement windows with recognized global banks all point to a live operational phase. Economists believe that once these systems are fully synchronized, the revaluation can transition from internal management to external market release. And while public holders may not yet see the results in their accounts, behind-the-scenes preparation has reached a level of sophistication never before observed in this long-running process. A crucial element of the 2025 developments is the introduction of contract exchange arrangements. These are pre-agreed structures that allow qualified holders to access guaranteed exchange rates during the initial phase of the revaluation. This type of structured contract helps maintain market stability and prevents sudden rate volatility that could affect both institutions and individuals. Essentially, it provides a bridge between private banking programs and the broader market, ensuring that early participants receive fair and consistent rates. Analysts describe this as one of the most important risk management tools in currency revaluations. It minimizes panic-based trading and allows governments to control liquidity flow during the opening stages. Holders participating in such programs are being advised to maintain updated documentation, verified ownership proof, and identification to ensure a smooth process once exchanges begin. For individual holders, the immediate priority is preparation. This means ensuring that any physical dinar holdings are authentic, legible, and verifiable under standard banking inspection. Banks participating in the authorized exchange process are expected to require serial number verification and proof of purchase, alongside valid identification. Experts recommend that holders organize all documentation in advance, as this can significantly reduce delays once the process opens. Additionally, understanding the difference between contract-based exchanges and public exchanges is essential. Contract-based rates are typically available for a limited window and may offer premium value, while public market rates are determined dynamically after the revaluation officially launches. Staying informed, organized, and patient will be key advantages during the transition. From a macroeconomic standpoint, Iraq's progress toward revaluation is more than just a domestic reform. It's part of a broader integration strategy with international financial markets. Over the last 2 years, Iraq has made consistent efforts to modernize its payment systems, align with international monetary standards, and rebuild trade relationships across multiple continents. These reforms are now visible in trade data, fiscal transparency reports, and monetary policy alignment with international institutions. Experts suggest that such structural progress forms the economic foundation required for any stable revaluation. In other words, before the value can rise globally, the systems supporting that value must function flawlessly. That is precisely what appears to be happening now in 2025. Observers note that this is not just a financial event, but a national milestone for Iraq. The country's economy, once heavily reliant on oil revenue, is gradually transitioning toward diversified investment sectors. Revaluation plays a critical role in this process by increasing liquidity, attracting global investors, and signaling financial maturity. For Iraq, this could mean a significant boost in credit confidence, foreign partnerships, and development opportunities. For dinar holders worldwide, it represents validation that years of patience and resilience may soon be rewarded through tangible global recognition of the Iraqi currency's true potential. What seemed like a distant goal is now unfolding through structured, verifiable action. Market analysts are already discussing the potential impact of the dinar revaluation on global currency portfolios. A successful and stable revaluation could introduce Iraq as a regional financial hub, creating ripple effects across neighboring economies. Increased liquidity in the Middle East could strengthen trade corridors, accelerate cross-border investments, and offer investors new diversification options. Currency strategists also highlight that as the dinar gains traction internationally, it could contribute to global market balance by adding a new emerging market currency to official exchange networks. In short, the ripple effects of this move could extend far beyond Iraq, influencing investor behavior, trade policy, and even the structure of global reserve portfolios. One important observation from this developing story is how coordinated Iraq's communication strategy has become. Previous years were marked by confusion, misinformation, and speculation from unofficial sources. In contrast, 2025 has seen a rise in formal briefings, centralized updates, and more consistent messaging from financial entities. This marks a maturing communication model, one that reduces uncertainty and builds international confidence. By aligning updates across verified channels, Iraq is signaling its commitment to transparency and professionalism. These signals are exactly what international markets look for before opening new partnerships or investment opportunities. The shift towards structured communication is one of the clearest indicators that Iraq is preparing for a serious and sustainable revaluation rollout. For long-term dinar holders, patience has always been both a test and an asset. Over the years, many have faced doubt, conflicting narratives, and emotional fatigue. Yet those who have stayed the course are now witnessing the closest alignment between words and action since the concept of revaluation first gained attention. Financial analysts emphasize that patience is not just a passive virtue, it's a form of strategic timing. By wading through cycles of uncertainty, holders have effectively positioned themselves for this moment. The current developments show that perseverance is not in vain because the systems, infrastructure, and global coordination required for change are now visible and active. The process unfolding now follows a structured timeline based on four distinct phases. The first phase preparation is already well underway, with banks and international systems synchronized. The second phase, controlled exchanges, will introduce authorized holders into the system through contract-based mechanisms. This ensures a smooth and traceable exchange process, free from market disruption. The third phase, public exchange access, will expand availability to all verified holders once liquidity levels stabilize. Finally, the fourth phase, market normalization, will see the dinar functioning freely across global trade and investment channels. Each stage is designed to promote security, clarity, and predictability. The sequence reflects the lessons learned from past global currency transitions. As we monitor this unfolding development, it's worth noting how technology plays a major role in ensuring transparency. Advanced currency tracking systems, blockchain-based audit trails, and automated settlement monitoring tools are being deployed to prevent fraud and to ensure accuracy. This represents a modernization leap for Iraq's financial infrastructure, bringing it on par with international systems used in Europe, Asia, and North America. The country's commitment to digital compliance gives global investors confidence that future transactions will be secure and traceable. This kind of digital integrity is exactly what international banking partners expect before large-scale currency revaluation is implemented. There's also a growing recognition among economists that this process will not only affect financial institutions, but also Iraq's general population. A stronger dinar can enhance purchasing power, attract foreign employment opportunities, and stimulate domestic entrepreneurship. Local industries that rely on imports could experience cost reductions, and foreign companies may see new value in establishing operations within Iraq. In this sense, the revaluation is not only about currency, it's about economic transformation. A stable, valuable dinar creates the foundation for growth, innovation, and social advancement across the country. Globally, major financial institutions are preparing contingency frameworks to accommodate the dinar once the revaluation takes effect. Exchange desks, compliance teams, and settlement systems in several regions are reportedly updating protocols to handle transactions involving the new rate. This kind of preparation takes time, investment, and cooperation across borders. The fact that multiple banks are involved signals that this event is not isolated speculation, it is part of coordinated global readiness. As liquidity begins to flow through legitimate channels, it will validate Iraq's re-entry into international trade and finance on a modern scale. Many holders are now asking what to expect immediately following the revaluation. Experts suggest that the early stages will prioritize stability rather than speed. The first few days may involve slower transactions as systems synchronize and verify compliance data. Holders who have organized their documentation and remain within authorized channels will likely experience smoother exchanges. The key takeaway is to avoid rushing or reacting emotionally to early fluctuations. Historical data from past revaluations in other nations shows that controlled patience leads to better results than impulsive selling or unverified exchanges. It's also important to highlight that Iraq's government has emphasized the protection of citizens and investors throughout this process. Policymakers have reportedly introduced new anti-fraud measures, identification verification systems, and exchange oversight protocols. This ensures that both local and foreign participants are safeguarded from unauthorized brokers or false promises. The consistent message is clear: use official channels only. Authorized exchanges will provide verified rates, documented receipts, and transparent audit trails. In any major financial transition, awareness and caution are the best defenses against misinformation or exploitation. As the story progresses, global reaction will play a significant role in shaping short-term outcomes. Financial markets often respond dynamically to currency adjustments, and analysts predict that Iraq's transition could introduce a short-term wave of volatility in certain sectors. However, long-term projections remain overwhelmingly positive. Increased investor confidence, diversified revenue streams, and enhanced regional trade capacity are among the expected benefits. The revaluation could also serve as a model for other emerging economies seeking financial modernization and global reintegration. For the millions of dinar holders around the world, this moment symbolizes more than just potential profit. It represents endurance, belief, and the reward of staying informed during uncertain times. Every major economic shift in history has favored those who stayed patient, organized, and focused, and the Iraqi dinar story appears to be no different. What began as speculation years ago is now transforming into structured financial reality. The actions, infrastructure, and verified signals of 2025 suggest that this is indeed the moment many have been waiting for. As we continue monitoring real-time updates, remember that this process is global, synchronized, and evolving. The days ahead will bring more clarity, official confirmations, and perhaps even the start of active exchange operations. The key advice from economists and policy experts remains consistent: stay informed, remain calm, and prepare responsibly. The world is watching Iraq step forward into a new era of monetary recognition. And for those who believed in this vision from the start, your patience may truly be about to pay off.